Good morning. This is Divine Sunshine on her morning ride. Today's topic, and continue on in the series, and these two are the bonus ones. Yesterday I talked about harmony, and today I'm talking about patience. Those are the keys things in which you are needed in order to on this journey or on this path and way you're going. Because they said, I've seen somebody's video said that it's not, don't drive high. It's not a journey. They were saying, stop saying it's a journey. And so I call it's just a path, and that's the only way we could think about it, because the journey, we think about like taking the road and actually going somewhere and going to an actual destination, and it's not really. And if you're thinking about it more so of a path is something that you just keep on, walking, and you take that to wherever that leads you to. And that's a pathways in life, pathways of learning, pathways of understanding, pathways of enlightenment, and it shows up in so many different ways. I should have took that opening. Your new now aborting your new aviation career. And that to me would be a new way of leveling up to go up higher. When you think about aviation, that's air. And that's another way. You got different pathways of how you could be able that maybe that's on the ground, the physical aspect of it, well, so as in the going up in the air. That's another aspect as well, for you to do that. But when we're talking about patience, I think about the definition of the lady, and I never did think about that. Most of the time when we think about patience, we think about patience as waiting. Okay, I gotta wait. I'm in the waiting room again, like I said in a couple of talks and videos back. I got to wait. I got to sit there and wait for them to call my number when you're at the doctor's office, or wait for them to call me and let me know that my car is ready. I got to sit and wait. And, patience takes on a great amount of trust. It goes back to really patience is a review of all of the other concepts and principles that I told you about earlier. To be able to allow, to be able to trust, to be able to believe, to be able to receive, and that's the patience. You got to think about patience as far as just like going through the drive-through, and you're putting in your order when you're thinking about what life and the powers that to be in source. You say, well, I want X, Y, and Z. I want my divine counterpart. And you put that order in, and you got to drive around. Sometimes it's cars in front of you. Sometimes they slow putting the order together. Sometimes they ask you again, what was your order again? You're like, I told you it's the divine masculine. Without the karmic situation, without the three party energies, him and that job, him ain't got no money, him and that family telling him X, Y, and Z about what he's supposed to do. That's what I want. Okay, I just want to make sure we get your order right. Hold on a second. We about to bag it. That's how you going through that. Through that process, and you just sit there waiting. You looking at the other cars, you looking at the people passing by, you looking at the other twin flames, look like they got themselves together. You looking at some of the twin flames, look like they breaking up, and whatever. You look at some of them just like twin flames walking on their own, looking like they happy as a lark in the CC camper, as my mom said. And I know somebody saying, "Well, my God, that's so old. You dating yourself," but those are the things in which patience take. But I like how also the young lady that I had for those of my email that I sent out about the prayer, she's saying the prayer that patience is just knowing that everything will work out and come together, and you go on ahead and they say, "In God we trust." You better go on. All right, powers that be. They understand in the source we trust that they are going to go ahead and do this thing that you have requested or you asked or you prayed about. That's what patience is, It's the process of going ahead and doing whatever that you need to do and trusting that the powers that be or the source is going to actually drop that thing that you actually requested. And that's a lot of us who have a lot of problems with, because a lot of times you say, well, I am patient. But then you look and see around, this stuff ain't adding up. He's still in the situation. I don't see him pulling out of it no time soon. Matter of fact, look like he's digging his heels in more. Okay, you want me to be patient? What am I waiting for? This ain't looking like the way of you look like you fulfilling that order in the drive-thru. Sometimes you go through the drive-thru for real, and you looking through, they got that little small window, I know definitely McDonald's, that's the thing I can say, and you seeing them fixing there, look like, say, that don't look like that my order, hold on damn second, look like, I didn't ask for no orange juice this morning, I asked for egg muffin and some sweet tea, hold on now, who orders that they fix it, that's like the powers to be. You looking at it and saying that, say, well, They about to mess this damn order up. I can tell this already, And then you kind of tap to go beep beep, tap the window, and you like, but they're like, yes, ma'am. Say, is that my order? Cause I didn't order no orange juice. And they like, ma'am, we not even working on your stuff. We working on the next order after you. You like, oh, okay. Tell me something. Cause it sure don't look like you was working on mine. They're like, yours is coming up. We had to, maybe they might say we had to change the oil, or we had to start over again because remember you didn't want no cheese on it this time, and so we had to do over. So okay, all right, that again, here comes the patience again. So that's the divine masculine. Yeah, we was about to give you divine masculine, but then we remember you said you didn't want that karmic on the side. Say, sure, no, I don't want that karmic. I told you no karmic. So get the order right. And so they're like, okay, well, you're going to have to wait a little bit while long because now we got to fix it all over again. And so now they remember that. So, okay, you looking in there. They get to, okay, here's your order. Thank you. You look in the bag again. Say, hold on a second. Where my, I asked for extra hash brown or something. I asked for some abundance too on what's happening with mission. And so they like, okay, hold on a second. We got to fry that up. We got to fry that, put that in there again for you for your hash brown because we forgot you had asked for that. You asked for that abundance too on his part and your part because you were saying about the job situation. So we know you got to do that. So, they get that all together. And then sometimes you say, well, okay, can I have some jelly or some jam with that? And they add that in there. They say, hold on a second. There goes some more stuff. So each time the powers to be is adding on more things in there that you got to wait to prepare before you can go on ahead and have that meal. And that's causing on for you to have more patience into the situation that you probably say that I had. Say, okay, source, you putting a little bit more on me than I'm able to. And I know you said in the greatest book of all that, you say, it won't put more on you than you can, but you looking at them saying, it right there at the field line. You right there, right smack there at the field line on this situation. So I think you better kind of check it, because somebody better check themselves before they wreck themselves on this, because I don't know about this. So. But you have to remember again that it's almost just like the lotus flower. The lotus flower is known to, it grows in dark waters. And a lot of times you don't know what's going on underneath the surface. That's just like anything, to allow something to grow. Just this, you all that know that even if you talk about the lotus flower, or even if you all are gardeners, that takes patience. We getting ready for spring. Spring is starting, A lot of times I know, like mom, she's like, ooh, the tulips and stuff. If I want to plant that, it's a certain time you got to plant the seed. Like this is now, because you got to wait till it germinates. Now, sometimes you don't know with those bulbs that you get if it's going to be good. You try to fertilize the soil. You try to germinate, and you try to do everything that you can. I see the Batman signal. You try to do everything that you actually can in order to give the feed for the soil, fertilizer, the manure, everything. So sometimes, which would be the manure, which would be the shit, sometimes you got to go ahead and put that in that soil to be able to give that nutrients that it need, that richness to that soil. And that's the same thing just like with us when we're in this, having those tower moments, or those dark night of the soul moments, or when the ego dies, or when we have those deaths that we have, or those triggers. That's needed because it rich and it fortifies the soil for the seeds to be able to grow from that point on. And we need that for that spiritual growth. We're just like a flower, like that tulip. Then we need the elements as well to kind of add on to that. And so they lend themselves by giving the rain, and the heat and the different temperatures also lend themselves. And that's us being in those different types of situations and experiences. They help to lend itself to the growth that we have spiritually. So then, after we have done all that we can, that's my dad's favorite song, and now it's just time for us to just stand. That's where the patience kicks in. You say, I got it, I'm going to start driving. That's when the patience starts kicking in. Because you got to wait. You don't know what's going on. Was that bad seed? Was that good seed? Was that good bulb that I just put in there? The dirt? Did I do everything? Did I use compost? My dad used to have like a compost thing where he had like worms and all that stuff, and eggs and coffee grinds and paper to help make a nice rich soil too. That takes patience too, for it to turn over and for that process to happen so you can be able to add into the soil. That's the same thing just like what you doing the work, the meditation, the looking at different videos, going to do your chakra clearings, going to do your energy clearings, doing the body works, all those different kind of things, watching what you're saying in your mind. What are the worms in there? How the worms adding on to it? Yeah, here we go again. Hold on a second. How the worms in your mind adding on to the process. I said, do I want to go in front or back? Woohoo! I got little pieces of hey y'all. Let's sit here. Okay, let's not be greedy. Just bring it on over. Had to talk to myself because I'll be up there, keep on going, and be like blocked out. I can't get over. And so, all those different kind of things add on to the ingredients. What you're saying about the compost and taking your time. All this thing when we're talking about gardening, rather it's the drive through waiting on your order, or you even also growing of things since the springtime. All of these things takes patience, and you can't actually see the process in the dirt, what's going on, like the lotus flower way in the mud and the dirt and in the muddy waters, and from that muddy waters, this flower, only time when you know that it has done the process is when you see the ending of it, And I always think about my favorite Bible verse. A lot of times the source is not going to be able, they'll put you in the cleft. You won't be able to see what's going on. That cleft could be your separation of things, or you still might be in contact with the divine masculine and you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. That's why you have to kind of trust, but you still have to let them know about where you are as far as your location. Just like the source say, I put you in the cleft. And I think was it Moses had asked, I'm not too sure, I don't want to Medea and tear up this Bible or the greatest thing, but I know my favorite verse is where they say, I'm going to put you in there. I kept on asking, can I see you? Can you see you? Can I see you? Can I see you, God? God, can I see you? And God was like, nope. Cause I'm not going to let you see the full glory of me, because if I let you see the full glory of me, it will blow your mind. So if you will see actually how God or the source or the powers that be is actually doing the work to actually get you in union with yourself, or get you in union with your divine counterpart, it will blow your freaking mind. So say like, you did this and you did this and oh my God, and you what caused that argument between them, and you the one, and she's like, okay, forget it, I'm out of here, I can't do this marriage thing no more, I'm out of here, I got to do me, I'm looking out for me. And you like, I would have never have thought that day would have came that she would say, I'm out of here, I got something else to move on to, and left the daggone masculine out there high and dry like that. I never, it's a 100, like keeping it 100. I never would have thought she got to that point that she keeping it 100 with what she wanted. Unbelievable. And so now the divine masculine is out there and he's by himself. And you like, I just never would have thought, I never in a million years would have thought that would have even happened like that. Never. And so that's, again, you don't know how the powers that be or the source is actually moving to create these integral parts there. But what you can and see the development and growth in is in yourself. Those things. And into a part, they say fork in the road. Saying a part, no, some things we don't know. You don't know. You don't know what lessons and experiences we setting up behind the scenes so we could create that growth and that abundance to happen within you. And, you know, oh yeah. The license plate say, oh yeah. So that's what the powers be say, yeah. No, yeah, you don't know what's going on with that. And so that's where, again, all those principles that I talked about leads back up to that as far as trust, as far as patience. Trust the process. Allow the process. Trust the process. Believe, receive, and know. Those are all the things in which are needed and have harmony with what's going on in that balance. All of those things are needed in order to create that patience that's needed for at this point. Have patience with yourself. Patience comes through forgiveness, doing a Ho'oponopono prayer as well, understanding, bringing that into your process. Look at April Williams, she talks about that forgiveness, because again, that's the number one thing on this journey here, is really, or learning the pathway or the dojo, which is learning the true path in which you must go, which leads you to your own identity and to your divinity. That's why these other things, these karmic situations and these third-party energies come here, because they're all set up to reflect and help you to know where you are in life. Those are just like markers on the journey. They're not actually places for destinations. They really are only just road markers. Like I'm looking at this, talk about service in Washington. It ain't for me unless this is actually where I'm supposed to be. But those are just markers and letting me know that, okay, you got to work on this, you got to work on that. They're not destinations. And that's where we run into a big problem, because we make them destinations, final destinations, and that's not our final destinations. That's just like when you going on back to the airplane. You going on the airplane and they got layovers or they got stops in between. That ain't your destination. If your destination is to go to wherever, Miami, or go to Costa Rica like I'm supposed to go, you're Costa Rica, and they say, well, we got to have a layover in Dallas. That ain't my final destination. That's just a marker to let me know I'm getting close. That's what these, okay, don't look like it's too bad, whatever. That's what these karmic situations or these third-party energies is that. It's just saying you getting close. And we got to kind of work on you. Either they got to work on the plane a little bit, or they got to do some things and change routes, or somebody's tired or some kind of way, and they like, we can only take you so far. That's what the job of the third-party energies and the karmic situations is. Like, we get you so far, and then maybe somebody else might come along and then take you a little bit more further. But like I said, they're not destinations. They're just markers, like landmarks. Markers, they said, not landmarks, because landmarks is there forever, and they're historical and they have value. His landmarks would be more so like your family and stuff like that. They kind of are to remind you, like, this is where you came from and this is where you're going. That's what the purpose of family is, and that part. But really, truly understanding that we've got to have patience. We got to have patience with ourselves. Practicing that prayer, the Hawaiian prayer, helps you to start from a thing of forgiveness. Forgiveness helps you start off with that clean slate. So then you can move from there and to be able to actually, oh, never mind, I forgot they got the street closed. Maybe it might not be street closed. You can move from there and to move forward because it's like that, all that extra baggage that you have. And then you could, once you do that and you have that forgiveness is cleared out, you can have patience with yourself, and then in turn you can have patience with your counterpart, anybody else, and also practicing that forgiveness with them. So forgiveness, I would say, will be another thing as well that you need to actually add on as a component. Add on as a component to this. Funny, I'm passing by McDonald's. As a component onto this walk or this path that you have chose and that you're walking now. Okay, and even with the divine masculine or the divine feminine, they're not your ending destination either. They just want a companion that the powers that be had chose to kind of walk along with you, give you encouragement, tell you about, to keep things 100, what things need to be worked on, what things need to be kind of curtailed or changed, or maybe tell you, listen here, that path you're going on right now, maybe you might want to make a left. Like I'm thinking about right now, like maybe I should have took another way right now, but that's their purpose, and they still too got to go on their own path as well, So that's just something to keep on your mind about patience. And so I just want to drop off that seed to you this morning while I'm doing my morning 22, all right, in your mind, and just understand what patience, and patience is something that takes on a lot of mastery in order for you to be able to have that. Okay, all right then. So I am signing off. Remember that if you if you want to get some more introspection 101 about you and the divine masculine energies within, or the divine feminine energies within, let me know as well. I run a special $22 for 30 minutes, and I'm also running, if you want, live consultation too, again, about what's going on with the divine masculine, or if you want to talk about what's going on with you as the divine feminine, that's $44 for that as well. I forgot to change that yesterday on my thing to let you know it's open. Or if it's anything else that you want to take that $22 for, I can span it over, and you want to know transformation, what you should be actually working on as well. It's whatever you need at this point. That's what the powers that be, because we got a lot of things that's going on as far as these energies, these moons. Right now you had the moon in Virgo, which was, again, to me, Virgo is about perfection. It's like, what can I do to make me really be perfection as far as what's perfect for me? That's the energy it is. What is perfect for me? What things do I need to take off the table? What things do I need to leave on the table? And if you need me to help you and guide you with my angels and guides and source, and my ancestors to help you as far as locating what is your perfection and what you need to be at this point, I can do that too. So maybe I might call it, finding my perfection. Finding my where your bliss, or wherever you need to be at this point. Okay. So either way it goes, go to divineunisols11.co and book a session with me. All right. Until next time, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascending. Namaste. Namago. Love you.